Okay guys, now come out here with your group so that we can get our instructions before we carry on. Over the last couple of weeks, we've spent a lot of time looking at various objects and their volumes. Containers, boxes, we found the volume of the room.
Yep.
You guys brought in many containers from home.
Yep.
So I want us to use some of the skills that we've developed over the last month or so in predicting and what we know about volume, what we know about space. And I'm going to ask you, each of your groups, to take one of these boxes, which I have put together some of the containers you brought from home and a couple that I found. And I'm going to ask you to take a look at these with the members of your group, and I want you to predict the order of containers from least to greatest. All right? I want you to take a look at this vase, for example. There's a can. There's a box of Olay Complete All-Day Moisturizer. I think this is Tanner's. And I want you to take a look at this stuff and use all of your powers, yes, your thinking skills, to predict which is going to hold the least amount of rice, if we use rice, which would hold the most rice. Okay, so Isaac, have a question?
No, just scripted.
Okay, let's get started then, all right?
I think
I'm going to move on to this group here. Guys, where's your prediction? Can I see?
I did mine right there.
Well, now when you say I did mine, how do you mean I did mine? Aren't you working as a group here?
Yeah, but
Tanner, are you working as a group? Samantha's pretty far away to be a member of this group, isn't she? Karen, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm thinking the film case and then the jar because, like, say if you could kind of like squish that box into a circular thing, the containers could make it taller.
You think that if you took this and sort of were able to squeeze the corners out of it, that it would get taller?
Yeah, if you could.
Well, that's a good thing to think about. And you think it would be taller than this?
Yeah.
So you think that this is the correct order?
Yeah.
Film can, jar, box? So, okay. Did you guys figure it out yet? I'm sort of very interested to find out which one. I wanted to talk about. Can you scoot down? I wanted to talk about some of the predictions that were going on out there because I heard some good thinking, and I'd like you guys to share some of the thinking you had on this very strangely shaped container compared with this container. What were you thinking as you tried to compare these two? Alexander, what were you thinking?
I was thinking that we could, like, since this is bigger around and
Bethany?
like in the width and
Huh?
and if we could like
You got right.
I've heard that's the first one I was thinking.
Which one do you think is the smallest? Samuel, are you involved here?
This one.
This you think is the smallest? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that, Bethany? Why do you think that this one is smaller, for example, than what John has?
it was
You predicted the exact milliliters?
yeah
Clyde, how did you do that? I must know. Did you know what this one was?
Yeah.
How many milliliters?
I predicted before we filled everything up. I predicted it, and then I was like, because this could fit into that, and it was wider and taller.
What did you predict as your order of objects here? Well, I don't know. They are the same shape? What would you if this was a geometric solid, what would this be?
a cylinder.
What would this be?
Rectangular prism.
And is it safe to say that a cylinder and a prism are kind of the same shape? Yeah, there is, but there's also a lot more volume. I don't know. I think it's pretty tricky. Which of these is bigger? Okay, could everybody come up here, please? Let's come up.
With lids?
Could you all come up here, please?
Chris, was your mission to find out which one is the biggest and put them in order from biggest to smallest?
Well, it says here to order them from least to greatest. I'll ask you this, is ordering from least to greatest the same as ordering from biggest to smallest?
No, it's like backwards.
It is like that, isn't it? Oh, it's time for lunch. So can you show us quickly, John, please?
I didn't know that.
What would we call what Bethany has? What is that similar to? Okay, that would be very similar to a cylinder. John, what would John's be similar to?
Rectangular prism.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so John, but this would hold more than this? What did you guys find?
But the
The rectangular prism holds more.
It was pretty shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were all surprised, including me. It was kind of fun. It's kind of fun to be surprised, isn't it? I saw a lot of smiles in that group because sometimes when you make a prediction, it's kind of fun to find out that you're wrong. And then you have to go back now. What do you have to do next time? Well, predict better. Yeah, maybe take a closer look at things. Well, are you ready to eat some lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, good job this morning. We'll clean up our mess after lunch.